well. Please let me know if you can hear me. I'm currently out with my daughter. She's having fun playing around, and I thought I'll go live for 15 minutes while I have time. So if you're here, please put a like and let me know that you're here. Once again, can you hear me, guys? Let's wait a few seconds. Say hello if you're here, my friends, and let me know if you can hear me, please. Sagir, good to see you. Hey there, how's everybody doing? Hello, 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 my friends. Draco Magnus, good to see you, my friend. How are you? Awesome. Everybody can hear me? Awesome. I'm glad. So basically, yesterday people were asking me to go live. I received a few DMs also. As I mentioned, I'll be posting Patreon market update for all the members in a few days, closer to the end of the month. Probably wait for the close of the monthly candle and post the update. What I'm going to say publicly is just very simple, especially if you remember you read the last market update. You know that nothing unexpected is happening. I don't know why everybody's panicking. My guess would be is because, once again, there are big YouTubers and influencers and big profiles out there suddenly posting bearish content. That's why people are afraid. But we spoke about this. We spoke about how that's going to happen. In the last post on 1st of September, I mentioned that September is typically bearish, that like 80% of the time has been bearish. So it would make sense to expect a scare and see the market correct and go down. But that's exactly what's happening. It doesn't need to be exactly only in September. It can go into next month, until like, let's say, I don't know, even it can go in for a month. It's called like the September phase. It doesn't, for me personally, it doesn't really matter. You know how I look at the cycle. Up until January, we still have time for coins to do what they're supposed to do and deliver. Some of the alts to finally pump, and for some of the alts that have pumped to continue pumping, like BNB and Ethereum and XRP and XLM. So my stance is very simple, right? I find it just amusing that people are afraid and act all surprised in September when September is nearly always bearish, right? So I don't know. I find this behavior weird. I don't know if people are misinformed, or I don't know if people don't study market cycles or don't study and do their homework and they just basically watch YouTubers. Yeah, the gist of it is basically stop watching YouTube videos, as I always tell you. Stop listening to these people because they're always just making content. I mean, you bring up any YouTuber, just they're there for the content, guys. You have to be aware of that, right? It's all about the content. It's not really about. It's basically about creating hype, creating views, creating likes, and stuff like that, right? I don't know. So the same people that were basically bullish on 1st of September when I was saying there's going to be a bearish month, all of a sudden are bearish now, towards the end of the month, which is just ridiculous and hilarious because historically speaking, this crash that we're having in September is not even as big as we've had in the past, right? So it would make sense. I don't know if that's going to happen, but to me, it doesn't matter because I'm waiting for the final pumps before the market cycle concludes. It will still make sense for the market to go down and scare people further. I mean, to see something like 100 to 90K Bitcoin would not surprise me. And therefore, of course, also would go down too and scare a lot of people. I'm sure, just as we are getting now a lot of doom and gloom, I'm sure it would result in even more doom and gloom and a lot of basically fear. So my take is simple, guys, right? Market update coming in a few days, probably like, something like 4 days. We'll have a market update. We'll see. Once again, covering the coming remaining months of the cycle. Some people out there, I guess, are upset because this truly has been so far the worst cycle, but it still has been pretty much the same in the sense that, we talked about how basically the market is going to top. Years ago, it did top. How basically Bitcoin would crash roughly 80%. It did. It crashed 78%. How alts would crash 80 to 90%. They did. They crashed 80 to 90%. We bought heavily and accumulated there with our main portfolio of the MS, Milnia spreadsheet. Our main portfolio is currently up around like 203% still, even in these terrible market conditions where most people are still down. We're still up generally on the portfolio like roughly 203%. And some other coins like XRP that we bought from the 15-cent range to the 50-cent range are up a lot more, right? And we're taking partial profits with coins like XRP also. If you follow me, you know that we sold roughly 50% of our bag by now, and now we're waiting for basically the moon targets to sell everything. Well, just like with other coins that we're taking profits on. So we are fine, right? So I understand where people are panicking out there because nobody has de-risked, nobody's taking conservative profits. That's something I introduced this cycle, taking conservative profits, and that's something I'm going to keep doing in the next cycle. So basically, from here on out, just like we've done a cycle, I'm always going to sell 50% conservative profits and then 50% moon profits, you know. As always, I like to diversify everything, even profit taking. So if you've been with me and you've been learning, you've been studying, I've been trying to show life what I do exactly. You shouldn't be worried right now. Of course, so far it's been the worst crypto cycle, but we're still up in profit, still in good profit, despite the bad market conditions, and we're already locked in profit. So we have the safety net. So even if everything would drop tremendously, we had some black swan event, I don't know, something terrible happened, God forbid, we'll still already have sideline money, good amount of money that will let us buy when the crashes come. Of course, that is a scenario that I would not like to see develop, because I would like to see oats pump and deliver and do what they usually do, and I think that's what will happen, and that's where hopefully I will sell everything and get out of the market fully, waiting for the market cycle to end and for the crashes to come once again and take us back to the accumulation phase. But if there's a black swan event, that's exactly why we've sold roughly 50% of our XRP bag, why we've sold all our Bitcoin, why we've sold and taken partial profits with other coins while still having a lot of coins in the market, right? To make sure that we have a safety net and we're giving ourselves options. That way, basically, if the market does crash, we don't have to inject new capital and keep taking money out of our pocket. We use the profits we've taken to buy the coming crashes. But once again, I don't see anything really different happening this market cycle, except for the fact that basically this time it's taken longer for some coins to wake up, oats to wake up. That's the only difference. Otherwise, everything is exactly the same. Like I told you many times, I believe that this will be the very important market cycle where once the crashes come, there's going to be a huge wipeout in crypto, because we have like hundreds of thousands of coins at this point, if not millions. And this is basically the tulip mania of crypto. It's very obvious, we've gotten where we talked about. So basically, one of the things I talked about back in 2022 when the market cycle was starting, I told you that gold, we kept talking about this on Patreon, that gold will hit new highs and start going up and making consecutive new highs, and this will be a sign, a red flag, that the market cycle is coming to an end. Now we're roughly 4 years there. We literally have a few months left. What's happening with gold? Gold is making new highs. All stock indexes have made new highs. That's something I also predicted. Now every single stock index has made new highs. Bitcoin has made new highs. And now basically coins like Ethereum and BNB have to deliver several consecutive new highs, and I think they will, for some other old coins to wake up. And whatever those coins do, no matter how many X's they give, whether it's as much as we expected or less, I'm selling and I'm getting out. And waiting basically for the cycle to end. I'm not panicking. Nothing has happened for me to change my mind, except that YouTubers made videos panicking. That's it. I don't listen to YouTubers. I don't listen to people that panic. I'm just sticking to my plan. That's my stance in the market. My friend International Crypto Asset Ninja is here saying, great to see you, brother. Hope your family is well. It feels surreal to be in this market, and it's always nice to know your stability as always. By the way, good job on your fitness progress. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the kind word. Hope you're well too, and hope your loved ones are well. Draco Magnus, shout out to you too, my friend. Hope you're well. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Like I said, I'm just going to jump in for a quick 15 minutes to share basically what I can share publicly. Market update on Patreon coming, so make sure if you're a member, you read that. If not, become a member and read the updates. All the profits we've taken remain sidelined. We wait for our plan to come to its fruition. 70% of what we expected has happened. We got like roughly 30%, 20% remaining for our plan to work out. Everything is fine, and I really don't see why this time needs to be different until we have proof. So basically, we'll see in the coming months if this time is different. So far, there's no actual data to prove that, because the roughly 4-year market cycle is still intact. Like I keep saying, it doesn't have to be exactly 4 years. It can be 3 years and 10 months, or it can be 4 years and 2 or 3 months, right? Roughly 4 years, give and take. There's still time for coins to deliver. But what happens before they deliver, of course, is a different story. For example, September being bearish, people are already getting scared, and it can get scarier, and all the doom callers will come out, basically. They're already out, and they'll keep coming out. There are people that are permanently bearish, and there are people that are permanently bullish. For me, I just ride the waves, right? So right now, most coins haven't delivered, and those that have delivered, we've taken partial profits with all of them. How are you going to take profits with coins that haven't delivered, right? So I don't really know what people are referring to sometimes. So basically, I'm just sitting on my hands and waiting. And you know, this is one of the problems. For example, I've received several DMs with basically several predictions from people and what they're talking about. You know, crashes, corrections, and pullbacks are different things, right? So there can be a pullback, there can be a correction, but we're not talking about an 80% crash, right? 80% crash is what happens when the market cycle is over and the bear market hits. That takes us to the accumulation phase. I don't really like to think of a bear market. I keep talking about the accumulation phase, but the accumulation phase is too soon to talk about that. We first have to finish the take profit phase. So I'm waiting for the take profit phase to come into its final phase, basically where more coins take off and the coins that have been taken off go further. That's my take on that. And before that happens, of course, there can be pullbacks. So yeah, that's that. Dad Plays FIFA saying, hi Rob, still in the game, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you too, brother. Always liked your name. Peter, good to see you too. Hope you're well in Australia. Oh, Dad Plays FIFA. You're moving to Dubai in January. Awesome. Awesome. If you're in Dubai, you know, send me a DM on Twitter. Let's meet up and get some coffee or something. All right, my friends. Like I said, I was here for 15 minutes just to deliver my thoughts. Yeah, hope everyone was well. Please put a like and subscribe. And yeah, stop watching YouTube videos, my friends. It's all it's going to do is play with your emotions. Wish you all an amazing day. Bye-bye. Dad Plays FIFA, International Crypto Asset Ninja, Draco, everybody. Bye-bye. Love you guys.